And so life goes on, though the strange thing is, I'm actually going to have to be returning to the Velvet Room quite soon, but it's going to happen outside of Tartarus. The main reason for this is that I need to fix some things involving Thor, and I believe I'll have an opportunity to fix them tonight. And I, in between recordings, thought of the perfect way to fix them. Also, me not getting the heart item on Thor might have actually been a blessing in disguise. Because, well, you'll see. Firstly though, today at school we are, I don't think many people say much different here. But people actually do say some different things if we head out onto the town. Yes, we know, Mitsuru, blah, 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 blah. It is going to be relevant quite soon, but, yeah. It's kind of annoying you have to sit through that every single time you want to use the quote-unquote fast travel here. So, Paulownia Mall. There's really only one reason why we're going here, and it's to unload all of our weapons at the police station because I feel like I need to. But also, if you talk to the people around here, they have some quite interesting things to say. So people are realizing that something strange is going on. And yeah, other people are now starting to think the school is dangerous just because I've heard that a student died then. So, kind of interesting that you get things like that. Now, I think I'll head to the antique store. You know what? It might be best to do this now. So, I'm going to handle the actual fusing tonight because I can save beforehand. But for now, what I'm going to do is, so this is what I want to, how I want to go about fixing this Thor thing. So, let's see. Is there anything here that I don't particularly need? I don't really want to make any axes, so yeah, let's use this. So you can use any Nile weapon or even anything that's already been fused. As you can see, the Nile axe is making Levitine. It's not really sure how to pronounce that, but Levitine, I think it is. But yeah, with Cert. So yeah, this thing's actually quite a good weapon for Junpei, but does make him useless against things that absorb or are immune to fire. But this is what I want to do. I wanted to show off Mjolnir at least once, so I'm going to use this Thor to make Mjolnir. This will give up Thor, however, this Thor did not even have his heart item, so that's fine. There's also a few items that I could get here. I actually have quite a few emeralds, so I could try and stock up on a few chewing souls. Actually got quite a lot of these gems. Don't really need these as much now that we have, well, now that we have Samsara. Might as well get a few more of these. Yeah, I'll get 3 of them. And I think I'm fine on attack mirrors and magic mirrors. These things are fine. I don't really need the sutras anymore now that I actually have access to things like Mataru Kaja and the like. And yeah, all the rest I'm not really too interested in. A lot of these cards actually give some really good bonuses, but I prefer to focus on them later on in the game when I've got personas that I know that I'll be sticking with until endgame. Like I've said many times, I don't want to be wasting cards on personas that I'm just going to be fusing away. So the police station actually has some new items in stock. They're not having a sale though. They have this. I am so tempted to buy this just so that Junpei can stop using the Katana of Ultimate Evil, which I now know is actually Mikazuki, not Mikazuchi. I keep thinking of talking Mikazuchi. But I get the feeling that the moment I buy this, I'll be getting one in Shuffle Time or a chest in Tartarus anyway, so yeah, not really going to do that. There are a few new items on some other things though. We have the Sin Blade, which is quite expensive, but pretty good one-handed sword. Composite Bow. Again, I get the feeling that I'll be getting these weapons in Tartarus eventually anyway. See, in a practice run of Tartarus, I actually did get a Lance of Death. I also did find one of those, and Wicked Cestus is quite good as well. And the Medusa. Though I actually might want to make, I guess, something with one of those Nile guns. I think that might actually be quite good. Can't really do it now because I'm currently in the process of making Mjolnir. So we've got a few other things to buy here. I generally like to buy the armor for Ikas at the police station. It's just generally not common enough in Tartarus to really justify not buying it. Can buy more gigantic armor. Defender cloak is pretty cool. And light dog suit. Now, yeah, the deceptive thing there is, it's showing Gary Stu's defense there, not the defense of the character who can actually equip it, so this is almost certainly better than what Koromaru currently has. But I don't need two of them. And... no, I just noticed that. Yeah, no, that's, Mikazuki Munechika! I actually honestly feel like selling it here is too good of a fate. It's a better fate than it deserves. I want to burn this, smash it into a million pieces, melt them down, use them to make something else, which I will also smash into a million pieces, and then bury them hundreds of feet under the ground. Such is the fate of this katana. Anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead and sell a bunch of stuff that I don't really need. So many sexy lances! Why? Look at all of these. Just, why are they so common? I mean, it's a decent weapon, but it's like you get it every time you get a reasonably rare lance. You see, in a way I kind of want to sell this because I'm not really going to get much use out of it, but I kind of feel like... oh, I just realized something. I don't know which of these Night Stalkers was Shinjiro's. I presume it's the one at the top of the list because we got it most recently. Anyway. Oh, by the way, don't sell these. Do not sell these. I'm pretty sure that you never get these again, so make sure that you keep them. Oh, okay, rancid gravy and odd morsels actually don't sell for that low of a price. I can actually make some pretty alright, like not amazing, but okay money by selling these. Because I'm not going to use them anyway. Okay, here it is. Yeah, the Shadow Crystal. It's actually the exact same as the Opulent Coin. You know what? I think now I know where I've seen this name before. I think in the vanilla version of Persona 3, Elizabeth actually requested these instead of the katanas. I think there was some kind of request where she wanted a Shadow Crystal. But anyway, you get them out of random chests in Tartarus, and they're useless apart from selling, as is this Opulent Coin, which I will also sell. And, yeah, I'll kind of save those for emergencies. That's pretty much it. Now, I just want to check B Blue V for a second, just to point out there's actually nothing new in stock, and also to point out that they are not having a sale today. They actually do have a sale, I think, on Sundays, but I mainly want to show this, so where is it? So, notice the Indra braces right here. 36,000 yen. Keep that number in mind. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to do at Paulownia Mall. And yeah, no, see, that guy, we're not going to be seeing him for a long time. We don't even see him this entire section until the next full moon. But what we're actually going to be doing today is we're going to be seeing Maiko. So let's go ahead and do that. Since we spent time with her before, we're now able to do another rank up. And yeah, I still have Ubalurus, who I'm pretty sure is not actually necessary for this one. If this is the rank that I'm thinking of, then it's another one of those where you can say anything at any point, and you don't get any points at all for this. But this is a pretty significant one in the whole link, because it seems like she's actually going to go through with her plan. And, well, I guess that's it. Social link over at the end. No, it couldn't be that simple. Oh, of course, yeah. This was bound to happen eventually. Yeah, given how much they're arguing, we know who these people are. Admittedly, he does have a good point there. Well, I mean, she does have a good point. So, I really love the irony of the first option here. If you remember way earlier in the link, we had the option to tell this to Maiko to be a complete jerk. But it comes back now, and yeah, it doesn't matter what you say here. You can actually say anything, but I as jerkish as this is, I really like the sheer irony of this option. Except, yeah, that is kind of mean, but... So basically both of these lead to the same place. It's just that one of them has a few extra scenes that just don't mean anything. But, well, maybe she's at the takoyaki stand? The Gary shooting his head is like, damn it, there was a 50% chance of that being right. Why did you have to pick here? Does make sense you'd go here, though. It's a good thing that they found her early, though. I don't really know how far she would have actually gone with this, but it wouldn't have been good to have someone her age just going around alone. And, well, this was bound to happen sooner or later. Yeah, I feel like deep down she wanted to be found. She wanted proof that her parents really cared about her, basically. And it seems they definitely do. And this is only rank 7. And yeah, so with that rank of the social link ends. No points gained at all though, so we need another spend time to get the next rank up. But seeing as everyone at school's busy with exams...
Oh, hey!
She's the main person that we can see at the moment. Yeah, we still have quite a bit, although we have less time than we usually do, because some of it's going to be used up on exams. Like she just said. Well, we don't really need to, we're maxed out on academics. I should mention, though, that these are the exams that if you're following the Max Social Links guide, you actually do need to get the highest score in. So, at this point, you're getting close to the academics deadline. I would go ahead and look up what the exchange rate is now, but that would actually take time away from the video. Anyway, these people are pretty much saying the same thing for the most part, except I think what they say changes on the 9th. For now, though, I'm actually going to save here. And I'm going to go to the Velvet Room and try and fuse... Okay, so I might actually explain this right now. So what I want is a better Thor. Now... Yeah, because I'm going to have to yeah, okay, so, explain this now. What I want is Thor that will inherit that Absorb Wind that I was extremely lucky to get on Decoravia. That is possible. I need to fuse Decoravia, Cert, and Kikurihime. I will then immediately buy back Cert because he's awesome. So, inheriting both Power Charge and Absorb Wind is totally possible. It's rare, but it's very possible. It's going to take a while, and the problem is, the Thor also needs to have his heart item. So, this may actually take a little while, and I'm going to have to save here and reload if I don't get the heart item. So, I will actually just cut to the Velvet Room and cut to when I've actually done this, to when I actually get the right Thor. So, see you back there. Okay, this time I have Deathbound, which is also actually really good with Power Charge and Absorb Wind. But attempt number 2, will this result in a heart item? It probably won't. Oh, please be the heart item. I really want Deathbound. That would be great. Yes! Yes! Okay, second try. That is great. That is amazing. Because Deathbound is actually pretty awesome to get alongside Power Charge. The real question is, what am I going to dump when I start learning Thor's better skills? Okay, so I have Auto Mataru, which I really, really want. Mataru Unda's actually really nice too on this. Gonna get rid of Zionga. Like, in a lot of ways, I actually kinda don't even need a Lekamp or Maziodyne. Like, I'm actually fine with the skill set being just what it is. I mean, there's actually a better ultimate persona for magical electric damage, so, yeah, I'm perfectly fine with keeping Thor like this, actually. And yeah, got that heart item. And yes, Absorb, Wind, and, yeah, Power Charge, Deathbound. Okay, that is really cool. I admit that I totally lucked out with Absorb Wind. Like, yeah, just, that was kind of insane. But, I mean, admittedly, I think over the course of this entire playthrough, there's only been 2 times that a skill change... Yes, let's see, you compared to the other Thor. Yeah, you had Evade Wind. Now, Absorb Wind is just so much better, plus the heart item. So, yeah, I think in this entire playthrough, I'm gonna go ahead and get back. Let's see, I would like to get... Like, Kikurihime is actually pretty good, so I'm going to get you back, and I'm also going to get back Daisojo, because I really should have done that earlier. I said that I would, and then I forgot. By the way, if you want to see Daisojo's profile. So, Daisojo is actually based off of certain Buddhist monks who would actually starve themselves for several years, then actually basically entomb themselves alive, and... they would just wait until they died, and then the mummified body would be excavated later on. But anyway, with that, we are actually going to go to Club Escapade. I'm so anxious to save after all of that, but I'll just continue for a little bit. So, we need a lot of spend time visits before we get rank 10 with Mutatsu. So, this is actually going to take quite a while. We're going to be doing a few of these. Again, the whole not having a matching persona is the reason for this. And technically we could speed things up by getting a tower persona, but it's not necessary. Yep, let's sleep earlier. One of the first times we're actually getting to sleep earlier before exams, but yeah. If you have not maxed academic by now, make sure that you study every night, and also on, do the quiz every time the quiz is available. Because, yeah, the max academics deadline is technically when these exams start, so that would be Tuesday. Yeah, I did notice. We already saw Apathy Syndrome people out in the town at night, so this last shadow must be pretty powerful. And it's also nervous. Very nervous. We're gonna have quite the fight on our hands soon. But soon, we will have the exam fight on our hands. Yeah, I have not been to school for a while, but with smartphones the way they are, I dread to think what's going on at school, in classes these days. Again, like, technically speaking, both are pointless, because we're already in great condition and already maxed on academics. Don't we get to see this pretty funny line? It's kind of like someone counting how many times Marin Karen has been used in this playthrough. Which is actually pretty awesome. If only you could control what skills your teammates learned when they leveled up, then you would, I mean, what skills they replaced when they learned new skills is what I meant. Then you could easily just, have Mitsuru override Marin Karen, and then that problem would be gone. So today, I'm pretty sure we're actually going back to see Maiko again. I'll check just to make sure, but I'm pretty sure this is what we do. She's pretty much one of the only social links that we can do for this next period of time. I mean, there's also Moon, but I guess we're almost maxed on Maiko, so we might as well. That's probably the guide's logic. So yes, I was right. We are just doing a spend time with Maiko today. And yes, we do need this, and we do need a matching persona, but this is the setup for tomorrow. We'll be getting rank 8. And yes, your relationship can become stronger soon. Words that we're not used to seeing with Tower, which is, I believe tonight we're still not going to get that. I think we need about at least 3, probably 4 spend times before we get to rank 10.
What's up, dude?
Yeah, it being a very hot day today, that line took a long time to load for my console. And nothing on the news. However, today, Junpei is actually saying something a bit more interesting. But yeah, that's great. See, I like how Junpei's relationship with Chidori develops. Well, yeah, he would want us to get on with our lives. I don't really think he was that big on studying in itself, but still. Yeah, you're still saying the same thing. I think Igus has something different to say. Yeah. Yes, we must. Koroma's not in the mood for the walk. He actually will be soon, though. Just not today. Wait a minute. I need to save. Yeah, definitely gonna go ahead and save right now. Just to make sure that I keep this really, really good Thor. With the heart item. Okay, save done, we're ready to go. And by go, I just mean go to the bar and just do another spend time, because there's really not much eventful that's going to be happening for a while when it comes to that social link. Except when that's done, we will actually be totally done with nighttime social links. Which means the only thing we'll be able to do at night is use the arcade to raise stats, which I might do a little bit, but yeah, I have seen videos of people with a Thor with maxed out strength. And, yeah, you can completely wreck some bosses in one shot that you're really not supposed to, so I'm kind of going to try and avoid that. Well, I hope to completely avoid that. So, yes, we're going to need at least 3. And once again, just sleeping earlier because we're already max on academics. Glad I got that out of the way earlier. I'll explain more about the whole academics threshold once we actually get to the exam. Which we are almost up to, actually. And hey, it's 10:10 today. Don't know why, but I always just thought the number up there in the interface looks kind of good somehow. And you! Yeah, we'll be dealing with you soon, but not until after the exams. I want an uninterrupted week before I start that. So anyway, more Masamune stuff, and more of, yeah, Hideyoshi. Yeah, or you could have been randomly killed by a samurai testing out their new sword. I should mention there actually is going to be something related to this guy on the exam, but it's actually not going to have anything to do with today. Okay then. Yes, you're totally not biased at all. It's kind of funny because the main Japanese history that I mean, I did a brief look at the Sengoku and most of it, but most of my Japanese history study has been the Meiji period, where that is mainly characterized by having enormous backlash against the whole idea of samurai. Yeah, I think my sister even studied that kind of thing too, and she had to study some films, such as Harakiri, which I have not seen that film, but it sounds horrifying. It's basically an extremely cynical deconstruction of the Bushido Code and samurai, and it's apparently really good. It just sounds really disturbing. So yeah, let's get that out of our mind, especially since we're seeing a young child, and yeah, time for another Rank of the Hangman social link. And this one, your responses do matter, so pay attention once again. And, yeah, let's, when I saw this line out of context in the guide, for some reason it made me think of Henry and Olivia's localized S support, and a line from that I just found really cringeworthy personally, but let's just get that out of the way. And then when I saw this line, I keep thinking about that Monty Python sketch with Crunchy Frog. It's probably not a real frog they've got in the burgers. Hopefully. I mean, actually, apparently frog is quite good in some ways. I just haven't heard of it being on a burger before. So yeah, finally had that talk, which must have been pretty hard. And it's pretty obvious which one is the right option here. Yeah, just because they don't love each other anymore doesn't mean they don't love you. That must be hard. It's actually also part of the Hangman Arcana in being caught between two extremes. So, this is actually a response that I think if I was playing blind, I'd actually have a bit of trouble with this one personally. So, Choose Your Dad actually gives the most points. In some ways, he was kind of the most reasonable acting during the scene on rank 7, and he did call out her mother for forcing her to study all the time. But, yeah, this is one that I wouldn't really naturally occur to me if I was being blind. I'd probably choose the bottom option, actually. Because, yeah, even though you do say that, she actually still does sympathize with her mother more. So it's a bit of a weird option. I mean, you know, it's not like Gary Stu is planning to totally abandon the friendship once he hits rank 10. Yeah, that's totally not going to be what happens. But yes, this is rank 8 of this Arcana. We're progressing pretty quickly, but tomorrow we're actually going to be doing something that's not the Hangman, but in fact it's actually related to that. You can probably guess who we'll be seeing. Yeah, it must be hard to know at this point, but...
Where have you been?
So yeah, Monday is actually a holiday. Yep, only one. Let's do this for Shinjiro. That will be our battle cry going forward. So this actually made me, when I first saw this, check my calendar to see what holiday that was. So that is the exam results posted holiday. No, I went one Monday too far. Health and Sports Day. Ironically, we've actually finished Chariot, so we're not going to be doing Chariot on that day. That is extremely disturbing. Thanks for that. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Nice, happy report about kids on Sports Day. About getting their intestines mangled. Yes, the news is great. Anyway. Yeah, most people are still saying the same things here. But, actually, let me just quickly check something. I think tonight we might be able to... Yes, we are. Tonight we have a walk event. But since we've done a few social links and stuff, I think I'm going to just make a save here, just in case. Actually, though, before we go for a walk, I'm going to go in and pick up the weapon from the antique store. Just don't want to forget that. But going for the walk tonight means that we don't get another spend time with Tower. We still have plenty of time to max Tower, though. But yeah, I wanted to make sure I picked this up so I didn't forget it. I actually kind of want to check what I can make with that Nile gun. Because I'd like to make something pretty good for Aigis. She could use a decent weapon. And yep, so we now have... Mjolnir. I will save the full quote for when I actually use that, which I'm going to try a little bit, but I'm probably not going to use it too much because I don't really like heavy weapons, but regardless, let me just check what we can make with plus 40 HP, not bad. Charm resist, auto ruck. As much as I really like Okuninushi, auto Rakukaja on Aigis would be fantastic. Kikurihime gets Evade Fire, Medium, and Daisouji or Auto Sukukaja. So I was hoping that I'd have some kind of a Resist Light effect on that, but yeah, no. Instead, we just get Auto... I mean, Auto Sukukaja's not bad, but I actually think this would be really great. So yes, unfortunately, I'm going to be getting rid of Okuninushi again. I mean, speaking of which, we actually haven't seen Bebe for a long time. It's probably part of the whole thing in this game where the guys are a lot more lenient about reversing than the girls are. So they tend to be pushed to the side when it comes to maxing out the social links in terms of the schedule. Although, being non-romantic, I'm pretty sure Maiko still has the standard 90-day before reverse thing. So, we are going to be having a walk. And in fact, I really like this walk event, so I'm glad that I didn't forget about this one like I did with some earlier ones. I think I did miss an Akihiko walk earlier in the game. There was a Shinjiro one that I did forget, but then I remembered again, and had to edit in by reloading an earlier save. This is actually kind of ironic. In fact, this entire scene is kind of hilarious in hindsight, and also heartwarming in hindsight, seeing as Ken and Koromaru end up fighting together as a pair in Ultimax. One day, Ken's legs will actually be long enough to keep up with him. But yeah, more development for Ken here. So yeah, this whole thing with Ken and Koromaru just makes their relationship in Ultimax so much more heartwarming. And so, yeah, no studying because that's kind of pointless. Was just thinking about something else in Ultimax then, but something that I thought it would be safe to mention at this point, but then I realized, you know, actually not really. So I will not. And hey, it's a Sunday with winter, yeah, with the winter casual outfit, which we haven't had a chance to see in a while, considering that our last Sunday was, yeah, our last Sunday was the full moon. So, remember how I said earlier to remember that number, the price of the Indra braces? So, this is our first time shopping with Tanaka for a long time. And today, he has... actually, wait, no, it's the wrong thing. I thought that that's next week, I think. RC Getter, I think that's like remote control, but... Okay, RC Getter and 5 instant ramen. And this price is pretty much nothing to us at this point, so let's go ahead and buy that. I was actually thinking of a later Tanaka thing. Which I will be talking about next time. Because yes, next Sunday we'll also be purchasing something from his show. But this Sunday we have Junpei and Akihiko here, who have a pretty good conversation. Yeah, that makes sense. But with Akihiko... yeah. I'm pretty sure Junpei's permanently on break when it comes to studying. I mean, I was kind of like that a lot when I did exams, though, so... yeah. I was one who tended to put off studying until the last minute. Well, I mean, I got a bit better about it eventually, but yeah, I would usually just take a lot of breaks and stuff. Anyway, Phoenix Ranger, Featherman R, episode 34, Hawk's Betrayal. Has Hawk really gone over to the dark side? Or are we just trying to make the character take a dark and edgy turn to draw in more viewers in a cheap publicity stunt? So, yeah, day off tomorrow. We're actually not going to be studying. Also, I don't know if this is the first time we're seeing Ken's casual winter outfit, but I always just found this really stupid looking. It's like this giant, like, jacket that's way too big for him. It's just always looks really weird. But anyway, I guess in exams, I get the feeling that she's pretty much cheating. Although she does mention here that she does have a human mind, so her memory is similar to that of a human's. They had to do that so that she can summon a persona properly. So she's not a complete game breaker when it comes to exams, although on maths questions she probably would be, because, yeah. It's pretty much the whole point of computers, that they do boring, basic calculations very, very, very quickly. Except the computer processors that take really, really slow, you can't quite tell whether it's actually going to give you an answer, it will just take a while, or whether you've screwed up and made an infinite loop. It's kind of why, random tangent, whenever I was doing programming courses, I'd sometimes put in a little, like, print variable just as, like, a test, and if it kept printing the same thing over and over again, I was generally a sign that I'd had an infinite loop there. But, yeah, we're seeing this today, and I should stop talking about all that because it's time to get serious. In fact, seeing him a week after Shinjiro actually makes a lot of sense. So just reiterating, you don't ever need a matching persona for this. This one works just like Devil. The difference is you can only meet him on Sundays. Really? Well, I mean, the first part is... I kind of agree with the first part, but I don't know about the second. Agreeing with him does give the quote-unquote most points, though, but like Devil, the points don't actually mean anything in this link. How does he have such a big smile on his face when he says that? Yeah, it's always good to have someone who's like that. Especially in a time like this. So that's only rank 2 of this. This is a relatively new Arcana of ours, and we won't be maxing it for quite a while. But I think this is what we'll be doing most Sundays from now on. Well, most Sundays that Gary Stu isn't out on dates for. I mean, when you think about it, Shinjiro was in a similar situation, but he kind of brought it on himself with those drugs. Akinari didn't even do anything, and there's that ridiculous sweater again. So, I'm sorry, I don't know if anyone else feels that same way about it that I do. I just think it always looks so stupid. It just looks way too big for him. But anyway. I don't even know if Ken has his normal head-looking down pose in that, actually. So everyone is pretty much saying the same stuff at this point. If we go upstairs, Junpei and Akihiko are still in the same places, so there's not really much else to do tonight except to head out and see the monk again, which is still not going to give us a rank up. So yeah, just another spend time conversation. I think, though, because this is an ultimate weapon, the rifle might be ready for us today. That sounds kind of weird out of context, but it might actually be. Because usually it's only the unique weapons that take 2 days. Oh yeah, also, speaking of which, something that I actually didn't address last time I was in here that I meant to. So, that time that I had Black Frost, and I had that weapon that had 99 hit but only 1 power, but had a special effect on it, I thought that was exclusive to Black Frost. It's actually not. All full personas work that way when used for weapon fusion. That was pointed out to me in the comments, and also Nucleus SMG is actually a pretty cool name. But anyway, that was pointed out to me in the comments, so thanks for that. I actually never knew that. Probably because I generally avoided using full personas usually because you never need them for a social link, and like, as I've said before in general, I don't really like a lot of the movesets of full personas. Like, I don't know, like, they are flexible in the skills they can inherit, but in general, I much prefer the more specialized personas of other arcanas. That's just me personally. They're just like I just don't tend to use a lot of full personas. Okay, finally. So next time we see him, which won't be for a while because we have exams next week, then we'll get the rank up. So, one more day until the exams begin. But yeah, even the ultimate full persona I'm not entirely a big fan of. I mean, and there's actually one full persona that I do quite like. It's more due to their mythology than their actual gameplay abilities, though. But... And of course, the super, super full persona, which, yeah, I won't be getting to that until very, very, very late into this game. But that one's pretty good too. But just, in general, the main full personas, I just don't really like them all that much, personally. So, today is a holiday, so what are people doing today? Unfortunately, there's no Phoenix Ranger Featherman Aron. Call for Sagittarius. It's kind of funny, isn't Sagittarius the archer and Yukari wears pink? Oh, okay, that's actually one of the least weird extra luck things they've said before. Well, we haven't, but we're still in good shape. And I'm pretty sure that Ken and Igus say the same thing. So today, what are we going to do? Well, we're actually going to be going to see Maiko again. Though, sadly, it's kind of weird that we leave this hanging at rank 9, but this is actually the last we see her for this sort of chapter, basically. We don't actually max the Link this full moon. It seems strange that we wouldn't, but that's just how the guide is structured. So, after today, we actually won't be seeing her for a little while. And that means that I don't really need Ubalurus anymore. It's an alright persona, so I might keep it for a little while, but anyway. Also, today is another one of those where what you need to answer for the responses is very, very obvious. So yeah, Takoyaki again. Kind of feels like this Link has come full circle in a way. It's now going back to being similar to how it started. Wild Duck Burger and Takoyaki. I still find it just so weird that the octopus is carrying a gun in the logo for it, though. Like, why? Is that supposed to represent how it feels when you eat the food? Anyway. I mean, if that is, then I don't want to be trying this anytime soon. Well, that's pretty nice. And yeah, this is where the Hangman theme of self-sacrifice comes in as well, now that I think about it. She's making like, while she personally would rather go with her dad, she's going with her mum because she feels like her mum needs the help the most. But moving pretty soon means that, well... Yeah, I mean, the very definition of a max social link is a bond that cannot be broken, so yeah, obviously, we know what we need to say here. Yeah, just like that skill that boosts all stats. And that was a pretty short one. Pretty short and simple. But we're almost up there with Hangman, but yeah, like I said, this, like, chapter of the game is a bit uneventful when it comes to social links that are maxed. We don't actually max Hangman now. So, yeah. Though, maybe it's a good thing we're putting it off, because the next time we see her, she'll be moving away. And so, 'twas the night before exams.
Greetings.
And all through the house... all creatures were stirring, screaming in horror. But yeah, everyone seems to care more about this final battle, and normally I'd agree, but the thing is, we actually do need to get the highest score on the exams tomorrow. Because... wife. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, so yeah, you are saying the same thing. Is anyone else? I think everyone's just in their room studying for exams. But I think they said last time that if you examine... Oh, okay, Junpei, Yeah, that's exactly why you don't sleep in class. That's what I've been saying this entire playthrough, but yeah. So, people are busy studying. You know what? I just thought of something. I wonder what happens if we visit where the girls are. I mean, it's easy to forget, but we are technically dating Fuka at this point. Even though we basically just abandoned her once it hit rank 10. Okay, Mitsuru's not there, obviously. Okay, Fuka's just studying. I guess is, you know, there. Yukari's studying. Oh, of course, I mean, Gary still would be the kind of person to say, hey, want to study biology together? But we do not have the option to do that. In fact, we don't have the option to do very much today at all, except for, going to the arcade, I guess, which actually wouldn't be that bad of an idea. The thing is, though, probably a good idea to save now. What you answer in the exam tomorrow is important. You need to... Okay, so let me just explain how this works briefly. In order to top an exam, you need to answer all questions correctly, and you also need to have a certain amount of academics. So for this exam, you need to have maxed out academics. For the exam that came previously to this one, you needed to have rank 5 academics to max it, which I, of course, didn't have. And for the one earlier, I think you need either 3 or 4. But, so, like, technically speaking, if you've been focusing on studying a lot, which is quite rare because you're mostly focused on courage and charm in this playthrough because they're more important earlier on, but if you have been focusing a lot on academics, it's possible to have already topped an exam by now. If you have, you don't need to top this one, but if you haven't, this is the last exam that you have the opportunity to top before the earliest point where Mitsuru's social link starts. So you need to top this one if you're going for a max social links run. So, with that out of the way, I'll save here just in case I get something wrong, and I will see you for exams. Actually, wait a minute, I think Ken says something funny today. No, he doesn't. Yeah, that's for later. That's after the exams. Right, I'll be sure to talk about that. And also, something else happens after the exams, which I'll be sure to show. So, yes, exams, basically. Exams. They are coming. Be afraid. Very afraid.